I am French from Spanish family, and for 20 years now I am here because I decided one day that Spain was a great place to live. And I think you loved it as well these few days. As you introduced me, my real job is head of digital in a big TV channel called IMC, with big series like Mad Men, Breaking Bad, and Walking Dead, of course. But in my hobby, in my free time, one day I started to dedicate my life to Instagram and to the Instagram community around the world. And with no money, like you, Evan, I started one day at night with my blog. And today we have 500 groups in 80 countries of millions of people following, let's say, our photo walls, Instameets, whatever. That means all the things you can do with no money, but with passion, dedication. Okay. So sometimes I give some conferences, and I was very honored by OCIC to be invited to this conference and to talk about Instagram. But like I am from the application area and website and communities, I always start with something very important, and it reminds you the importance of time in our lives. Probably I will talk about a lot of trends you have seen these last few days, these 2 days. And you will see things people or speakers have already said yesterday. But I want to make a short reminder of very big trends that are coming and are changing your relationship with people and with students. Okay? Time is passing. Time is changing our way to find jobs, to find money, and to survive. Time is changing our way to behave with our family. Now we are outsourcing the education of our children. When I arrive at home and I didn't have time, I ask by internet for a gift for my girlfriend, and if I don't find a girlfriend, I will find it through an app. I am outsourcing all my life because I want to spend my life, all single minutes, I want to live it intensively. Okay? Life is also changing and time is also changing because we are digitalizing all our lives and our feelings. That's crazy that now I think more than 30 or 40% of the people find love through Facebook, through these flirting apps. So it means all the sensation, all the feelings you have, you can digitalize them. That's very important for brands, that's very important for personal brands, that's very important for you. Because it means you can share feelings with people. And that's the base of marketing. Okay? One trend that is quite important these last years is that also the people is starting to get sometimes anonymous, because you see that you have a lot of data of yourself, the private data on the net. So you will see that in the next year, people is going to get anonymous a little bit. We will probably come back to let's say, this nick behind you are hiding, no? And we are becoming as well ephemeral. You will see the young people, they are interested by now, not by yesterday. I am a great nostalgic. I love to collect the pictures of my grandparents. And I love to see them each time I go to the village of my grandparents. But the children, when you talk to them about the grandparents and the nostalgia, they don't know about it. They are interested about today and tomorrow, but yesterday it's not interesting. In Snapchat, something is interesting in the next half an hour, maybe after it's finished. That's us today. We want to manage our life like a short time we have to dedicate intensively to ourselves. So I want to be a father, I want to be a sportsman, I want to educate my children, I want to do everything at the same moment. And he is one of the causes, one of the factors was this guy who invented the mobile and said, I'm going to cut and you will be able to be connected to all the rest of the world through your iPhone or your smartphone or whatever. These two guys were important as well. They changed our lifetime to all of us. There is nobody here that can say, I have nothing to see with one of these two guys when they were friends and after they were fighting. Okay? There is something changing as well. It's the digital divide, digital bridge, or how we say it. It's that we can see that between, let's say, old people, I am myself old people, I think now, between old people and young people, between poor, rich countries, there is a big divide. We will have to fight. And internet is very important for that. Something important is that the mobile and internet, for me, became time makers. It means when we try to make our life more intense in just one single minute, it's important for us. The mobile now is very important. Do you remember when you used to go to the doctor and you had to wait half an hour and you said, I'm going to lose half an hour. Now it's finished. Now you go to the doctor and you say, I don't mind if the doctor is not coming up, because I am with the WhatsApp or whatever, I have plenty of things to do. I was last year, I think, in Jakarta, in Indonesia, and I was waiting for 8 hours for a plane. I didn't mind if I had Wi-Fi. So that's why it's important to have Wi-Fi. Okay? Apps came to our life to make them easier and to save time. You will see people saying, oh, I love these apps, like WhatsApp, like Google Maps, because you can save time with them. Or there is apps to spend time the best I can. It means I am bored in a conference and I can use maybe Angry Birds. Okay? I don't want to waste time. You will never hear someone saying, oh, this app is so cool, you can waste half an hour of your life. No. You can save time or spend time with apps. Never waste time. Okay? That's why 75% of the people who say they go to the toilets with a mobile. And sometimes I have a friend, a girl I remember last year, said, oh, my mobile went to the toilet. Oh, how did you say? How did you do that? I don't know. I don't know. So we will have a lot of mobile suicide in the next year. People taking the mobile on the water, so you have this rice method, the rice formula. You have to put, everybody knows, you put the mobile on the rice bag, okay? So I call them the dead time killers, and that's why all the people are stick to their mobile. It's that each single minute you think you can spend it doing many things at the same time. If this guy, many years ago, changed our parents' life, because they could change the channel from the sofa. And it was a big problem from the advertising, for the advertising agencies, because they said, oh, the guys, they go from the channel 1 to the 2, so where do I put the advertising? It was crazy for the advertising industry when this guy invented the remote control. But now it's much worse, because you don't know where is the people. This is my designer. Okay, so he was at his place, he was watching TV, he was with the computer and the mobile. The problem of the consumer today is that the new consumer for me is mobile, so you don't know where exactly you are going to get it. Okay, and it's polymorphous, I said, because between this guy who is the same guy, there is maybe 2 minutes, but depending the day, the activity, the device, or the content you are going to deliver, it's not the same user anymore. So that's something you have to think about. You don't talk the same way to someone you talk through a computer or through a mobile. If many years ago or many months ago, still I listen a TV channel saying, oh, our audience rate, etc. It's not interesting anymore, the audience. That's just because they don't want to change the way the things are. Okay? Today, the real business is the attention. Who is really interested by the things you say? And why do I say that about time? It's that you will have less and less time to explain people your service. Okay? The people, when they will be in your library, they will feel comfortable. They need definitely all the things you say. I think it's a brilliant speech you did, Evan. They definitely want to find the same place they used to to enjoy, like Starbucks. But if you want to show them these new services you have in your library, you have very few time. You don't have time to send them a book like this to explain who you are, okay? We are all connected by the mobile, and we don't read in the mobile, except the WhatsApp, we don't read. Very few news, very short news, okay? Images are triumphing, okay? If you see the last social network booming, all of them are based on image, okay? Even Line, that was kind of WhatsApp, integrated images and icons, and in WhatsApp the emoticons are very important. Why image is so important in our life? Because it's more understandable. This guy was on the moon. It's quick to explain, international, you don't have to translate it. It's credible. I saw it, he was on the moon. And it's durable. Even if one day we say this guy was not on the moon, you will still believe he was on the moon. Okay? So the image has been always very important, in the communication, but today much more, because in the mobile you want to understand quickly something that is happening just in one image or one video. So how to catch people's attention now? It's quite difficult, because all the people are spread, we don't know if they are watching TV or the mobile or what they are doing. So the best thing, in my opinion, the best way to catch these people's attention is using images and be integrated in their life. So that's why I'm going to talk about Instagram, because it's a real good formula to catch people and to get their attention while they are living something else. Just to remember you how the photography history and the photography process has shortened. This guy, the French first photographer, spent 8 hours to do a picture. Then our parents, they bought this camera they could bring with 24 pictures, black and white, that you had to wait maybe 15 days to have, you remember, develop the pictures. So it was like a long process. And suddenly, Polaroid arrived and said, just now you will have your picture. And that was the beginning of Instagram, because it was a way to take a picture and to make a gift to someone. And you could even put something, Rosemary, New York, 1972. This guy, French as well, was the first one who developed a camera on the mobile. He didn't know that his invention was about to change the whole world. He said, I'm going to implement a little lens on my smartphone, and that was the first picture. It was in November 97. Sorry, not 2011. 97. It's not so far, it's 19 years ago, okay? And this picture, probably you have seen once, is the difference with the Pope announcement in 2005 and the Pope announcement in 2013. And 2013 there is people with tablets. I wonder if the next time it will be with TV sets or I don't know, it's like crazy everywhere, you know it today. So the time in processing the pictures has really, really shortened to something minimal, few seconds. And something very important in our life is that the way we share these pictures as well has been cut off. For example, do you remember, I think here all the people is my generation or so, do you remember in the 1999 or 2000 when someone used to send you 2 pictures of 500 megas and it blocked you the mail? Yeah. You said, no! Why did he send me the pictures of the wedding? By mail. I prefer him to give me a DVD or CD or something like this. No, floppy disk. Okay. So when this guy, the Photolog, started, it was like a blog with pictures, and they made a great step forward. Then Flickr, supported by Yahoo, started with these galleries. And then one day a guy called Mark Zuckerberg say, I'm going to do a flirt application in the web, people can flirt and can know each other, etc. But the real power of Facebook was the pictures. And suddenly the big problem of Facebook is that someone said, you are appearing in the party of someone, birthday, or oh, I'm drunk, where are the pictures, I want to see them, you know? So you could see 100 pictures in one gallery, or 120, it was like for us, it was great, you know? Not to share through a USB stick or whatever. And then in 2010 arrived Instagram. It was a young guy, I explain you very quickly. It was a young guy that was, who was a trainee from Twitter, and he said, "Why we should develop Twitter but with pictures, because pictures are more interesting," and he was a lover of photography. So that's how in 2010 Instagram arrived. Really now in this time of changes, where the times are one shot, short films, special offers, one night stand, always one thing very short, we are in the era of instantaneity. And we are living the era of Instagram. You will see in Instagram there is a lot of pictures of jumping. That's just this moment that is interesting. It's not interesting when you are on the floor anymore, the picture. You will see the feet on the sand because they want to show off I am at the beach. Okay. So Instagram born with the Twitter DNA because it was a guy from Twitter. And since the really beginning they started to use the hashtags because it was a simple way to find the information. I want to know things about Je suis Charlie, and that was the few days after the terrorism, all the bombings in France. So what did happen is this guy called Mark Zuckerberg said the photography is very important for me. And if these two guys from Instagram go somewhere else, I will be really, really in a bad mood. Because he saw that. Mark Zuckerberg saw that the young people, they are moving slowly to Instagram. Okay? They are leaving even Twitter and they are leaving Facebook. And they prefer Instagram with pictures. And this little research showed how the 13 to 17 people left Instagram or got older, okay? And the 18 and 24, 7.5% decrease as well. So what does it mean for Mark Zuckerberg? That's very bad because that means Facebook is becoming older. The people in the right side are disappearing. The young people are not coming, so it means that you are not the leader anymore. So what he did is, by buying WhatsApp and by buying Instagram, was to catch the young people attention. Okay? So no one today can resist Instagram. Who is on Instagram here? Let's see. There is shy people, I suppose, but well, no one can resist Instagram. You know, there is a lot of dogs. There is a lot of cats. The Japanese, they love the sushi. There is only sushi. You know, but why there is sushi on Instagram? Because the Japanese, the cultural thing is that they don't want to take picture of people. For them, you shouldn't do that. Take a picture of someone else in the street you don't know. In New York, it's really different. People take pictures of street photography. But really, the cats, the dogs, it's a way to show your life without showing yourself. And it has a lot of likes, a lot of followers. There is celebrities as well. Taylor Swift is the #1. Or Cristiano Ronaldo from Real Madrid is the guy with more followers in all the planet. But there is politicians as well. And Obama was, I think, one of the first politicians who understood it was very important to be on Instagram. And he said very clearly, I am not behind this account, it's my team, but the people want to see what happens behind. There is football teams, like these guys of FC Barcelona, today the best soccer team probably in the world. But nobody can resist Instagram, even if you see Apple, they had to change to square format to give the square format availability. It's strange that Apple has to change a way to propose pictures format because Instagram started with the square. So neither Facebook, that started with the addition of pictures in square, or even Twitter, who is the first competitor of Instagram, had to put the square format as well. Because if you are from Instagram, you are lost with the panoramic pictures or standard pictures. Okay? Today, big numbers, officially 400 million users, unofficially talking with friends of mine at Instagram. They are close to the 500 millions yet. They should announce it, I think, soon. 30 billion pics are hosted at Instagram app. And there is 80 million pics each single day. That's crazy. It's the biggest library ever in all the history. It's much more than sharing pictures today. Instagram today is really a global entertainment ecosystem. Facebook understood that the young people, what they need is to enjoy life. It was picture, but tomorrow it would be video. They launched the video, then they launched the direct message, now the time lapse because it's very trendy, and now they have also on Instagram an app that can make like GIFs that are funny. What Facebook and Instagram are trying to do is making an ecosystem where the young people will never go out of. They have competitors like Snapchat, but what they want is this is a kind of Disney world where we don't want you to go out from. Okay? So many years ago they used to say, but how Facebook is making money? And I say to my friends, in Facebook, you are the product, really? And now on Instagram I say, on Instagram I am not the product, I am really the advertising itself. I can show where I travel, with which company, what I drink, who are my friends, the books, the music I listen to, and even the place I go. For example, that's an hotel in Buenos Aires. They make a beautiful breakfast, so every time I go to Buenos Aires, it means like once a month, so I have to go to Buenos Aires for my work. They do things like this. I do myself a picture, and I'm doing advertising of this small hotel in Palermo. On Instagram, we are all influencers. All of us. Even if we have 10 followers or 20, you are influencing someone. So what about integrating Instagram to your daily work, your daily promotion? How could you start? I would say a few tips. I mean, you need to process it probably and come back to your library and say, what do we do with this Instagram stuff? But I will try to give you a few examples, okay? The first thing is to have an account, okay? You have to find a cool name. For example, the New York Public Library, it's probably the most famous in the world, on Instagram as well. They have 104,000 followers on Instagram. That's amazing. You are talking each day with 100,000 people. There is a lot of press magazine that doesn't have this audience. You have a cool intro, you can explain who you are, and of course put your website, because people will find easily where you are. And the contact info, if you can, an email, for example. And you now said, Ivan, as well, it's very important to be different, to be people, to be yourself. People want to know who is behind an account. So it's nice to say today it's the birthday of someone of the staff, and we had a cake, and this is the picture of the cake. Why not? People feel it's human. Okay? So you have to involve the management, so you should be involved yourself, I suppose. Okay? That must be really, really, really deep into the management heads, minds, okay? And you have to integrate it in daily tasks. Being on Instagram, it's not a lot of work, but it's saying, maybe on Monday I'm going to talk about a book, maybe on Tuesday I'm going to talk about an event, maybe on Wednesday So you have like a kind of routine, and people know you are going to talk about that in these days. Use a familiar language, of course, and bring and add value. Events, exhibition you are doing, explain what you do. For example, the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, that was a picture from a few days ago, like 15 weeks ago. I took it because they were talking about the conferences, at what time and where, and they used the hashtag very well. And it's so easy to explain what you are doing. Okay? And why not? You can be funny. That's, for example, a library in Germany. What they do is they play with the books, because there is a very famous hashtag on Instagram called bookface, and it means you are taking a book and trying to do, let's say, the frame around the book. Okay? And I found it as well at the New York Public Library. They did the same, but when I checked what they were talking about, is they were challenging people to hashtag their pictures. On Friday, the New York Public Library say, people, make your best book faces, and with the Book Face Friday, and we will feature the best picture of the day. So what happens? This small library from Auckland, New Zealand, has been featured by the New York Public Library in a stream of 100,000 followers. That means you are really linking your job with the other library. Okay? So you have to promote through these challenges you can do, this communication, all the community, okay, relationship. You have to answer the comments, of course, because if you're not commenting or answering the question, it's a little bit cold. It's better not to be on Instagram, definitely, or Twitter. And you have to join community initiative as well. Like last year, there was a museum selfie contest all over the planet. And some museums said, we are going to promote this hashtag as well. So everybody was promoting the same movement. Okay. And one last thing we have done in Spain, in Madrid, like 3 years ago, there is people from the Biblioteca Nacional here, de España. 2-3 years ago, what we did was a visit. On Instagram, something very trendy is to go to the places where they are empty. So, for example, we did a very fun thing at the IKEA. You know the IKEA, the furnitures? We went one night at IKEA. We were on the cashier, like doing planking, sleeping in the beds, doing what you cannot do on the IKEA. Okay, but we have done as well in the Santiago Bernabeu, in the big stadiums, in the big museums. We did it at night. People love to take pictures of things empty. Like this theater, without nobody. You can never do it. It's such a special experience. So what we have done with the Biblioteca Nacional de España was to go at night with a small group, so we could see the books and ask whatever we want to the guys from the museum. And it had a great impact. Okay? Something you should do as well, it's write this title and Google it. 20 ways to make people fall in love with your Instagram. And it's a guide for libraries that has been written by the New York Public Library. In their blog, they are giving you advices to all the libraries in the world on the best ways to use Instagram for library. And last thing, if you have time, I don't know if you will have time, you can go and visit my own library. It's on the Foundation Telefonica. Okay, we have like 300,000 visitors each year who visit the foundation. They take these lists and who can enjoy all the pictures of all our Instagram community all around the world. It's 300 or 400 meters from here in the whole center of Madrid. So you are kindly invited to visit it. And if not, I hope that you learn something, at least for me, with me, and you will have a great time. Gracias, como se dice.